everybody, welcome to Rebel Junk. My name is Erin. Today's unloved and unwanted junk comes to us from sales on eBay and one on Poshmark. Real quick before we get into sales, I just wanted to mention about 30% of my viewers have not subscribed to the channel. If you enjoy reseller content, so information about items that are selling on multiple platforms, a few instructional videos, and some thrifting hauls at garage sales, thrift stores, auctions, and some estate sales, please consider subscribing below. This week has been my best sales week since I started back in March. So I'm pretty excited to share all of the sales with you. I'm gonna put pictures up here so you can see what sold and what the price was. So to start the week off with a bang, I had this sale of $150 on a brass candy dish. And this piece is by an artist named Joe Spoon. And all of his pieces that I've come across are signed with his name in cursive and an engraving on the bottom. And they also have the year that they were made. So these are all handmade, hand hammered. He made multiples of each piece, but each piece is still handmade. I didn't know exactly how to price these. So the pieces on eBay were serving spoons, spatulas, things like that. The pieces I have are a candy dish, some candle holders. I put the candy dish and the pair of candle holders separately up for auction. Starting bid was I think $75 and buy it now was $150. This one sold first and it was a buy it now for $150 within a couple hours. I was really surprised. I put it out there for that price, but I didn't expect it to sell for that much. So I was pretty excited about that. And less than a day later, the Candlesticks also sold for $150. So those were my first two sales of the week starting November 2nd. You know, sometimes when things sell quickly, we wonder if we priced them too low. I wonder if maybe I just priced it correctly at a fair market value. So somebody was willing to pay $150 without a second thought. Maybe it was too low. But I don't have a lot invested in these pieces, so the profit margin on this was acceptable at $150. So a while back on Facebook Marketplace, I bought two pieces of Jim Shore Disney figures, and each one I paid $25 for. The first one sold for $68.99 plus shipping, and this was Mickey and Minnie and Pluto putting together a snowman, and it's very cute. And the next piece that sold in the same day was this Huey, Dewey, and Louie building a snowman, and this one sold for $80 plus shipping, and this one was bought through the global shipping program and is going to the Netherlands. Up next is a little teeny tiny brass bear. So this bear was just a couple inches tall, about like that big. We sold for $842 plus shipping. He was in the 25% off sale in my store. So I had run a sale for items that had been in the store for 60 days or more, and I put them all at 25% off. So this cute little boy's sweater sold for $12.99 plus shipping. I sent it out and the buyer promptly requested a return, saying that it was a boy's large for a toddler and not for a child, and would like to return it. It's not really worth returning. I'm pretty sure I paid 99 cents for it in the Salvation Army winter sale. And so I told them, hey, sorry, the description, didn't meet with your needs, but just keep the sweater, and I gave them a full refund. So I refund the purchase price plus the shipping. And then that way that case is just closed. I said, if this fits somebody else that please pass it on to someone else that can use it. However, when I show you the numbers at the end, I had already figured those numbers, and so this sale price is still included in those. I haven't taken the return out. So just an FYI at the end, this is still included. Up next was this really neat kind of chunky recycled glass from Spain. It was an oval shaped vase. It had some texture to it, kind of like the glass had been pulled up and then fallen over. It was really neat. So I picked that up at the last estate sale also, where I got the brass at, and that sold for $29.99 plus shipping. Up next is a 1990 action pack rookie update for some football cards. buyer sent me offer, and I felt like it was a really low offer. I can't remember what I had these listed at, and maybe I had them listed high. It was probably about 60. And we went back and forth a little bit. Buyer said, hey, the last two that sold were $30. You know, can you do $30? And I said, well, why don't we both work on raising that minimum recent sold price? How about 40? And the buyer wrote back and said that 30 was their maximum, so I went ahead and accepted that. Up next, this was another offer that I accepted. This piece has been around not too long. It wasn't around long enough to be in the sale, but long enough that when somebody sent me an offer, I accepted it. So they sent me an offer $22.50 plus shipping. I went ahead and sent it out. It was the Pyrex Roaster. It was a 3-quart roaster. So it was like a casserole dish, but then the lid was raised pretty high up, almost as tall as the casserole dish. I think I got this in an auction lot. It's been around long enough that I don't remember, and it's not in a video because I couldn't find it. So there's that. Up next are these two little turtles. So the one on the far side that looks like it doesn't have any legs is a piece of driftwood. So it was very light, like it didn't even register on my postage scale by itself. And the other one was made out of stone. It was a community yard sale day, and it was towards the end of the day, and this lady had a box with all different kinds of turtles in it, and she said you can have the whole box for $3. So I just took the whole box, and I think I still have some pieces available and some pieces I've sold, but I'm sure I'm in the profit on these. But as you can see, they've been around for a while. They were in the 30% off category, so I'm gonna guess they've been around for more than 90 days at that rate when I set my sale up. The longer they've been around, the higher the discount. So these sold for $8.39 plus shipping. Okay, up next is this little carved bear. He had Russian letters on him. His drum in front of him opens up and it's a little trinket box. His staff that he's holding in his left hand there is broken off, so it would have been, you know, taller and sticking up out of there. I bought that for $3 on the 127 World's Longest Yard Sale, and it sold for $24.99 plus shipping. When I went to the estate sale, I bought a large stack of vintage wrapping paper, and I had sifted through some of it while I was there, and this was in between some of those packages. It is a Hallmark Disneyland themed party favor package. And I'm guessing it's probably from the 50s, but I'm not positive. There aren't any dates on it. So these are all die cuts that have not been punched out of their sheets. I listed it starting at auction at $14.99. A gentleman messaged me and said, hey, I had these when I was a kid. I'd really like to just buy these outright for $100. And I thought, okay, that's, you know, that's a lot higher than what I have it listed for. So I wasn't quite sure what to do. My instinct was just to accept it. And I messaged Kat and said, hey, I need some help on this, or just some advice, you know, what's your point of view on this? She asked me a few questions first. She said, you know, what are the comps? What's out there? There aren't any comps. There aren't any in Google. There aren't any on eBay. There aren't any in Etsy. I couldn't find anything. Kat suggested that I message them back and say, you know, hey, there haven't been any sold. There aren't any on the market. The least I can take is $150. And I added at the bottom of that message, I said, I'll go ahead and set up the buy it now option for $150. That way it's there if you'd like to purchase it. And if not, then, you know, bidding is still an option because the auction will still be open. And I would say within 10 minutes, my phone beeped and it had been purchased and paid for at the $150 plus shipping. So I got that out right away this morning. I was very surprised. So maybe something to be on the lookout for. Hallmark Disneyland party favors apparently are very nostalgic. So up next, also from the same estate sale, was a package of children's Valentines cards. They were really cute. Some of them not very politically correct, but they did still have some teachers' cards and envelopes with them. And the buyer sent me an offer. I think maybe I listed them at 16. The buyer sent me an offer of 12, and I just accepted that. It was $12 plus shipping, and went ahead and got those sent out. Up next is a set of vintage ice cream cone string lights. So these I picked up at the church garage sale, the rummage sale. A couple videos back I showed you guys where I picked these up at, and really it probably because I bought such a large number of items there, I only probably have $1 or $2 into these, and they sold for $42.99 plus shipping, and that was about the same amount that other recently sold packages in the same condition had sold for. So these did have condition issues. They were faded. However, all of the lights did work. And I have another piece of the Port Marion dishes that I've been selling off. So we are in the profit on these. This plate buyer messaged me and said, hey, it looks like there's some black marks around the edge. Can you confirm that? And I sent her a message back as, yes, there are black marks. It's the kind of marks that you get like from silverware. And I explained to her I tried to remove them with a magic eraser, and I wasn't sure if there were any other options for how to remove that. And so she sent me an offer a couple months later, just a couple dollars less than I had it listed for. So at $12 plus shipping, that was fine. I went ahead and accepted that. Up next, another pair of the LuLaRoe leggings. These ones sold for $9.23. Those made it into the 30% off sale, so they've been around for a while. This last one from eBay, I had information on one piece but not the other. So the larger cat that you see there on the bottom was marked with the Brooklyn Museum 1978. The other cat had a symbol on the bottom that I was unable to find out anything about, and so I sold the pair for $19.99 plus shipping. They weren't listed for very long, less than a day. My last sale this week was over on Poshmark, and they were having a Posh party for purses, and so I went ahead and shared all of my purses and wallets into that party, and this one did sell from there. It was listed at $13, so I made $10 on that, and the buyer paid shipping. I do want to show you the breakdown of my profit for this week because it has been the most profitable one with the highest gross sales. I, for myself, was curious exactly how much did I pay in fees, shipping, how much came in, how much went out, and how much stayed. I will pop that up here for you. A total gross. So this is all the monies that came into me from buyers for the price of their item plus their shipping. So they paid in a total of $987.33. Fees on eBay totaled $91.71. PayPal fees totaled $36.37. Poshmark charged me $2.95 on the one transaction that I had over there. Shipping altogether was $158.98, and that left me at $660.69. My estimated cost of goods, so what I probably paid for all of the items that you saw today, was about $66.75. So my net profit after everything was $593.94, which is pretty good for 1 week. You know, I'm not part-time, but I'm not full-time, so I'm like kind of 3/4 time. I put a little bit more into it than part-time, but I'm not working outside the home. I do have other responsibilities besides my reselling business that do take up some of my time. So let's just call it 3/4 time. So for 3/4 time, that's not bad. That's something that if I hit that every week, I would be very happy with that. And I would be happy with that if it was 20 little sales or 5 big sales. However we get there is fine. That amount I think is ideal. Thank you all for watching, especially if you've made it this far. I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. I hope that you like them. I hope that you're learning from them. I hope that they add value to your reselling business or encourage you to take a step to try something different, try something new. I know that's how I have learned so much about reselling, watching other resellers and their videos and their what solds and how-tos and why. When they explain why, what they've done, you know, it all makes a lot more sense. Till next time, take care.